What it do, what it do, what it do, what it do, what is your friendly neighborhood coach, Chromeantennae, and we're back with another video today after our little hiatus. I'm finally back in Dallas with the family. Pretty much seen all the bros, all the important people that I needed to see. Now I think I'm back on it. Shout out to my boy number 9 and my boy Yuri for getting on my head about, hey, stay consistent with the content. Don't let up. So yeah, much love to my guys. And we're going to just jump straight to it. We're going to have a really similar format to my spin jumper video for this one. As you see in the title, we're going to talk all about step backs. The space creator badge and how to utilize it when attacking defenders, especially in an online setting. So I'm just going to jump straight to it. You know me, I got to give y'all the heart of it before we get into the actual game. Let's go to 2KU, go to controls and tips. And these are the basic ways on how to do the hop/step back gather. You can use the right stick or you can use the square button. As you see on the description, it says R2 plus the right stick in the direction you want to hop while standing or driving laterally, or tap square with the left stick deflected left or right. So that's the really basic way to how to use it. And when you think about step back jumpers and really creative shot creators and people who play like that, I know you think about Luka Doncic, whose basically primary way of shooting a three is basically a step back to the left. If you watch the W, obviously Caitlin Clark, that's her main weapon of choice. That side step and that step back to the left as well. But also players like SGA, who's a step back maestro from the midi. Obviously James Harden, who made it okay to shoot step back threes at volume. And then players like Paul George, who's super smooth when it comes to his step back, his snatch back from the midi and from the three. And also guys like Kawhi Leonard. I think he's a really underrated shot creator that doesn't get a lot of credit for being elite at what he does and be able to get his shot off whenever he wants. And that's actually the player we're going to be using because just as an FYI, for most of my builds, I use the normal step back. I don't use Pro. I don't use Pro 2. By the way, Pro 2 is probably the most common step back jumper animation that most NBA players have on NBA 2K24, which, by the way, I really hate because Pro 2 is actually a really, in my opinion, it's a relatively ineffective step back compared to other step backs in the game that could be used. So that really bothers me. By the way, 2K, please give SGA, Kemba Walker, Tyrese Maxey their own step backs. Like, just let's keep advancing pro play and really get our guys looking right. But anyways, enough about that. Just so you know, Kawhi Leonard uses the normal step back. That's the one that I'll be showing you how to use today. I'll go more into animations maybe later. One of my favorite step backs is James Harden, but again, you have to learn the basics before you can get off into having to look a certain way, right? So let's just jump straight to it. As we mentioned before, you can shoot a step back with the square button or the right stick. One of the advantages to shooting with square is the fact that it just feels more natural. Most people are used to shooting with the square button, so it feels more comfortable. The only downfall to initiating the step back with the square button is that you actually can't dribble out of it. So if you start the step back and then you don't finish it, you're gonna naturally go into a pump fake, and then you can't dribble. You lost your dribble. But if you do it with the right stick, like right here, you can actually dribble out of it, combo out of it, and then get to another spot. So keep that in mind. Also, certain step backs you can't dribble out of, even if you wanted to, even if you use the right stick. So if you use Nikola Jokic, another great shot creating big, right? If you use his step back, he will step back with one leg, and then you got to pick your dribble up if you don't shoot it, and you can't dribble out of it. Which is funny because if you use Dirk's step back, or hop jumper rather, you can dribble out of his, even though his is also one-legged. I don't want to get caught up in the weeds. Let's just get straight to it. Anyways, so this is the one driving laterally using square. So you tap square once, get on it again, then release it. Again, when you're driving to the left, you're going to hold away from the basket while holding R2. Tap square once, hold it down again, then release it at the top of the jump. When you're going to the right, the same thing applies. Tap once, hold it down again, then release at the top of the jump. By the way, quads upper are so beautiful. It's so easy to read. Anyways, if you want to do it from a standstill drill position like this, you have to, while holding down on the left stick, you want to tap square. Let it go just like that. Perfect. Right? So when you want to do it with the right stick, you can do it like this, which gives you a bit more control. You can also, like I said, dribble out of it. But when you combine the right stick, you can also do different variations of step backs that you normally wouldn't be able to do with just the left stick and square combined. So from a standstill spot, if you wanted to do sort of a cross step back, you can hold R2 and then hold, if the ball's in your right hand, then hold the right stick down at an 8 o'clock position to get this animation right here, right? Same thing applies if it's in your left hand. You hold it in the 4 o'clock position to get this right here. And then let's say you're dribbling to the right and you want to bring the ball back to the left. So obviously you can't do a hop step left if your momentum's taking you right, but what you can do is you can do a crossover that'll stop you. Boom, shoot that, right? So that's the basics of how to use your step back. And for me, when it comes to attacking with the step back, I really love to attack the free throw line and the elbow area when it comes to those step backs. Because for me, especially in a pick and roll scenario, let's say you get the ball here in the right wing, right? And you're attacking the pick and roll defender. Let's say you come off of it. A lot of times, a lot of centers, especially respectfully, especially rec centers and rec like back end players, don't expect people to really shoot the midi. So they don't really step high, right? So if you attack, he had this way to dribble the drive, step back, that's an easy two, especially if the defender behind you gets stuck, right? The same thing applies. You go right. A lot of times, especially if there's no communication defensively, if you come off the pick going towards the corner, right? Let's say you're here. You drive right. A lot of times, the defender will get stuck on the screen. The roll man goes. The back end will step, but not fully commit because he wants to still protect the paint, right? But your defender will still switch, sort of like instinctively. Then this whole area right here you can pull up, but that step back, it's also there for the taking. You get what I'm saying? So, like I said, I'll show you in more depth on what I'm looking for, what I'm attacking in different situations. But of course, if you want to be, again, more Luka-like, more James Harden-like, you can also just straight up attack out of an isolated situation. So if I'm dribbling, right, and I've been attacking the basket 2-3 times back to back to back, they might play off of you. But if you're reading your defender and you see him sort of falling back, right, sizing him up, hitting one of these, that's money. I mean, you know what I'm saying, if you hit it. So I feel like that's a really good way of also attacking your defender. Keep in mind certain step backs get different animations. For example, I will show you another one that gets you something different. I think Paul George is going to get, matter of fact, Paul George and Harden on the same team. Perfect. So when you're using Paul George's, right, he basically has all the normal animations as well. But the thing with Paul George is he also has one going straight back where he also has his pro play animation. So his pro play animation is a little bit slower than the normal vertical step back. But just look how good it looks, man. Cue the Erykah Badu music. Oh my God, it's so beautiful. And then if you look at James Harden, whose step back I use personally, his straight on step back's also different. It's a little glitchy. It's something that I use, that I'll showcase you me using as well. As you can see here, his step back's a little bit different. And I don't recommend shot creators who are just starting to use the step back use James Harden, for the simple fact that he has so many different variations with so many different speeds and timings that if you don't know how to trigger each ante, or if you don't know how to adjust to the different timing, you're gonna hate life. I'm not gonna lie to you. But if you're used to it, or if you're able to adjust on the fly like I can, I think this is a really, really super dope animation set to use. He also has a pro play animation from the MIDI specifically. Amiga has one going towards the strong hand like this, where he has the 1 pound dribble and then the double step back. And there's a lot of nuance. Again, James Harden has a bunch of pro play antes that are super effective. That's the best ante out of his package in my opinion because it's quick and snappy. And one that I get people with all the time. Again, I'll show you in a little bit. And it's just nasty, man. But I've done enough rambling. Like I said, I use normal step back for the most part. I also use Paul George on my 6'6" Shea build, and then I use James Harden on my shoot first point. So let's get straight to the clips, and I can show y'all what I'm reading when I'm attacking with the step back. Let's get it. And with the power of post editing, I can also mention that I made not a mistake, but I left out some details, right? So we talked primarily about step backs in conjunction with Space Creator. I also want to throw this out here. We can also activate the Space Creator badge and use step backs, quote unquote, going forward as well as to the side. So let me show you what I mean. So out of a dribble, it's easier to do with the right stick, but you can't do it with the shot button, the square button. If you're holding R2, then hold your right stick to the left. You get that side step animation. Same thing with the right. Get that. Keep in mind if you do this, you can also dribble out of it, like so. You can also do it going forward, which is step in, which is considered to be a different shot type compared to a regular pull-up according to 2K. So, just so you know that. And of course, you can do it with the square button as well. Like that. And if you do it diagonally, of course, you'll get one going in that direction as well. So, yeah, just wanted to throw it out there. Make sure y'all are aware of that as well. Back to the video and back to these breakdowns. In this first clip, I get the ball with about 8 seconds left, and you know me, man. I'm really big on the mid-range, and so I think my defender tried to get underneath for that. You see the hash pinching from the right side off of the point guard. My center goes down quickly. The back end plays that slip. My defender's playing the midi, and then I just hit him with the crossbody James Harden double step back. It's one of the nastiest, crispiest moves in the game, bro. I'm telling you. In this next clip, we got an 86 3-ball with a gold Space Creator, and we're just looking to size up. I just want to play the game the way it's meant to be played, man. Also, shout out to my boy Domwork, who's really huge on the Zach LaVine hop jumper. I used it a bit last year when I was live at the end of the game. I don't really mess with it this year, but right here it was super nasty. You see me get a partial crab on my defender. That help side defender coming from the right is fake help. And you got to shoot your window, shoot your pockets. Hey, if I shoot an 8 or a 12, so be it. But if his hand is down, it's going to be open. Exactly what happened right there. Shoot your windows. Bang. Same rule applies as the last one. We get downhill, he overplays it, that's green. That's a 87 midi silver Space Creator on a power forward, man. People just aren't used to it. They're expecting to drive. He does get beat, by the way. He overplays it. And we just get him with it, man. We hold it for the last shot, too. Shit, it doesn't get better than that. I think that's beautiful basketball. And in this next clip, we attack baseline, and we get one of James Harden's weirder variations. It's a single dribble pro play step back, right? So if you're not used to speeds, changing across animations, don't use it. But if you practice it, you'll get used to it. This right here, instead of risking a contest with a pull-up, we hit it with a step back, get some space, green. And in this clip, we have more examples of just mastery of controls. If you want to watch this back in slow motion, I have the diagonal pull-up to the right elbow, and I also have the far right pull-up if I go to the empty space. But instead, we use the AI's momentum against them, and we just hit him with the double step back again. It's beautiful basketball, man. And in this next clip, this man's in no man's land. I can't lie to you. He has no paint protection, no help. We hit him with a quick double jab, and then we drive, and then we hit him with a step back. And again, that's one of Harden's weirder pro play single dribble midi step backs. But if you practice it, it's such a nasty weapon. Because look at the drive. It's quick. We have him under the basket damn near. Then we just snap it right back. Absolutely beautiful basketball. And one of my favorite plays from this whole set. And in this next clip, we have more gold Space Creator 86 3-ball on my Shea build. You see me attacking out of the pick and roll. We attack the empty side, right? We get him going left. He wants to play the roll. The man switches on automatic. He's lost. We step back into the corner with one of the behind the back crossover step backs. And again, even that's greenable if you practice it, and that's out of the normal package. Check this out. We catch him leaning. Oh my God, it does not get better than that. It uses momentum against him. Green bean, tie the ball game. And we're stacking badges. Space Creator, corner specials, open looks. Beautiful ball. And in this last clip, I just want to showcase the power of step back jumper, space creator with sharp take and or mamba takeover. You see me send that guy flying backwards with the step back animation, and this also works against AIs. Most people don't know this, but depending on your hop jumper animation, D-Book, Nikola Jokic, and James Harden are bad examples. But if you use normal 2, Kyrie Irving, Steph Curry, so on and so forth, you can actually break AIs with takeover, sharp takeover, pretty much every single time, and you can manufacture a wide open bucket. It's super cheesy, super glitchy, and just another weapon you can go to. And right here, speaking of weapons, most people are so programmed to play the drive that they don't expect someone to have the audacity to quote unquote force a three or to manufacture through when it comes to that type of space. So whether it's off the pick and roll, off isolation, or even just you're trying to bail out and make space in the last, dying moments of a possession, having that in your back pocket just adds a whole omnidirectional ability to score at a high level. And it's beautiful basketball. It's something that I really pride myself on as a shot creator, to be able to go to my midi pull-up, go to my spin jumper, and of course go to my step back. So I hope you enjoy the gameplay. I hope you enjoy the breakdowns. I love you all. I'm your friendly neighborhood coach, Chromeantennae, and please, please, please don't be racist, homophobic, or transphobic, and kisses with consent. We, of course, are out of here, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.